To be a scholar, um, as well as a historian dealing with the black man, is to take one of the most sacred responsibilities in the universe. You're going to uncover, reclaim, transmit the true story of the original man, the first man, the black man, who gave birth to this civilization, gave birth to science, gave birth to language, gave birth to spiritual law. So it's more than about academics. It's revolutionary. It's not simply about reading your history and becoming a historian or you becoming the history. It's about embodying knowledge and using it as a weapons against someone who's trying to get rid of your history and inspiring other people to rise up and move into divine consciousness. Now, the word scholar often evokes, images, books, um, libraries, um, dealing with universities. But for the black man to be a scholar, it's deeper than that. It's a deeper calling. Takes time to research and to uncover the buried truth. We live in a world where black history is pretty much distorted, um, suppressed information, disinformation, misinformation, stolen information. But when you become a scholar, you're definitely going to unearth the bones of forgotten empires and breathe a life back into our sacred memory. A true scholar is not defined by the academics of any institution. You know, we are defined as relentless curiosity, not just relentless curiosity, but the courage to question what someone has given you about you as a people, and you're going to uncover the truth. So we're going to, a scholar, he's going to be dealing with dedication and raising the vibration of his people through the light of knowledge. We're not just going to learn about the um, the system and how it was built on so-called white supremacy, but we're going to transcend it. You know, our mission is not a personal gain; it's a cultural resurrection. Studies are not limited to just you being in the classroom. They stretch across time, sometimes even space. When you get into the spiritual esoteric science of it, reaching into the hieroglyphs of ancient Africa. And let me rephrase that because the Medu Netta word for it is reaching into the Medu Netta of the ancient Kemets and dealing with the Kemites. The oral traditions of the griots, sacred geometry of the ancient Kemites, and dealing with the sacred geometry also in the African temples and the hidden codes within the spiritual practices that Western thought cannot be interpreted. That's the main thing. Western European, Western European law have their own opinion, whereas is the Badu Netta cannot be interpreted. That's foolishness. Then we're going to get off into, as you and a historian, you studying the cosmos, dealing with the natural order, dealing with natural law, and also not just dealing with natural order and natural law, but you're going to be dealing with the divine patterns that align you with the black body and the black mind, as well as the black soul. And see, that comes with us as a people having memory in our veins because the ancestors are in the veins of us. It's in our blood. Then we're going to read about Dr. Ben. We're going to read about Diop. We're going to read about Dr. Clark. And we're going to read about other historians who have did a lot as far as trying to raise the vibration of us as a people. But the awakened ancestral intelligence is what is going to be happening when you begin to decode this ancient aspects of us. And I'm speaking in a modern tongue, but we're supposed to be speaking in a different tongue. And we're going to be connecting the past and the present. This is what it means to be a historian, a scholar. This is not just a joke or anything like that. We're going to be studying, recording information, and we're going to be a warrior about it. We're going to be a liberator about it. And we're going to look into the case of how we can further the information. We, I mean, a lot of us know it's a task in dealing with healing and centuries of historical trauma, propaganda, and a lot of distortion from slavery to colonialism and the stolen inventions, the whitewash revolutions, and also the black man's contribution have been hidden behind curtains of myths and murmurs and all kind of crazy stuff. But our role as historians is to pull the curtain back and show the world the truth about us as a people. As I've read many books and understand the historical lineage, it is very clear. And when you begin to go into deeper research and studying, a lot of things do begin to come to your memory as if you were there. That's the ancestors in your vein. We have to encode in language, in blood, and in spirit. Our job is not just to collect dates and names, but it is to reconstruct the living narrative that fuels our identity, resistance, and pride. So this means I'm not only retelling the greatness of us as a people, but I'm also telling the stories as us and confronting many wounds that we have dealing with trauma from all the way from the African diaspora, the Atlantic slave trade, the Jim Crow laws, redefining and also taking in consideration and dealing with the mass incarceration and the modern economics that is bestowed upon us. Yet, while holding on to the pain, the historian must keep, uh, you know, keeping a lot of things into perspective, the strengths that have never been extinguished. The builders of ancient Egypt, Kemet, the builders of Timbuktu, and the kings of Kush, the architect of the pyramids, the Moors of Spain, and many black prophets and scientists who has seeded the world. So pretty much you're going to be living in the present, but you're going to be a time traveler with a sword of truth in one hand and a stroll in the other one. You're going to navigate through what you read as well as look up many words because the average man only knows 300 words. We're supposed to know 3,000 words. And then once we get to navigate, we're going to also, as a historian, look into the stolen knowledge and reconstruct the truth that was definitely taken away from us. Understanding the power of being a black scholar historian, one must understand the foundation of truth. The black man is the original man. He is not a derivative from another race. He is the architect. He is the prototype. He is the blueprint. To overstand is not just rooted in ego, but it's rooted in the history and the biology and the spirit and the spirituality as well as us dealing with us. So from this standpoint of science, we agree that humanity began in a place that we come from. The oldest remains of humans have been found in a place where we come from, with the genetic markers tracing all people back to a place where we come from, dealing with ancient Kemet. But it's just more to just discovering the bones. Something lies deeper as far as the truth. Now, even though the black man is the first thinker, he's the first spiritual practitioner, the first builder, he is the first astronomer. And dealing with ancient Kemet, which they call Egypt, Kush, Nubia, we were not just civilizations. We were advanced societies operating on cosmic principles. The black man was not a savage. I don't like when I see us as a people young wearing the word savage on apparel. It sends out a bad message. We are not savages in a jungle. We were stargazers, aligned with divine and divinity. We mapped the stars, engineered cities. We are the divine with divine proportion. We master the sacred math and overstood the cycle of life. We overstood the resurrection before Western society could even walk upright. Now, the 5% nation, the Nation of Islam, referred to the black man as God of the earth. Now, the metaphorically, it looks like a literal expression of original power, but both of those matter because of the mind, the creator, and the created. His essence is divine law. And the essence would not be divine law if a black woman was having a baby in a hospital and she had to sign papers to get something that comes out of her. But that's another story. Now, in this sacred form as a vessel, us being who we are, being students of ourselves, not having knowledge of self and doing for self, we must unlock the keys of the universe. Now, scholars and historians, they just, us, black scholars, black historians, we just don't study facts. We decode power because we are power. It's not just intellectual, it's spiritual. We are very highly vibrational, spiritual people. The knowledge that has been hidden from us as a people, the knowledge that would awaken us as divine and moving into divinity, and also the divine memory, and our creative force, our leadership, our unity in this natural world is very important. There's power in knowledge. There's power in having knowledge of self. There's power in doing for yourself. There's power in you knowing who you are, where you come from, and what is before you. If we knew the power, we would stop killing each other. If we knew everything, the black on black crime would stop. But when he knows who he is, he will walk different. I'm speaking about the black man. We will speak different. We will build different. Our dialogue would change. We would treat the black woman different. We would treat our people different. We would treat our people more with love. So our strategies become very strategic. We will begin to break the chains. We will begin to deal with the mental part of it. We will begin to deal with the emotional part of it. A lot of us as a people are still dealing with emotions, still dealing with trauma. We will deal with all of that, and then we can balance out the spiritual side of it. You know, learning the power means going beyond you being a victim. It means knowing the part of history dealing with slavery, and it means you studying about Martin Luther King, MLK. It means you studying about Imhotep. It means you're honoring Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. It means you are studying Ptahhotep, Amenhotep III. It means you are reclaiming your blackness and your cosmic identity. This is not a racial topic or a racial, category, but race does play a part in it. But knowledge needs to lead us when you becoming a black scholar, a black historian. Knowledge leads us to discipline, purpose, vision. It makes a man a leader in his family, a protector of his family, a protector of his community, and a guide for his people. It makes him dangerous to the system of oppression. It makes it dangerous to the powers that be. So this knowledge is hidden, but once it's found, it cannot be unlearned. That's the true meaning of fasting, meditating, because you're trying to unlock the decoded DNA of the ancestors' memories that run through your veins. You have to unlock that. There are different phases of it. And the final phase is not just you knowing and doing, but a black scholar, a black historian does not read, he acts, he writes. You know, it's more to it than that. He teaches what he reads, he mentors. Because once he reads the information, he begins to give it back to his people in the proper fashion. He creates, he speaks truth to power. He builds schools in safe places. A black historian, a black scholar, uses his voice on many platforms, many stages in society. When you collect the data, the information, and you begin to read the books, you begin to create. So you're moving in creation. You're going to transform a lot of information into lectures like I'm doing right now. This is something that I wrote down, and I'm giving you a message, so to speak, dealing about black scholars and black historians. Because I'm trying to put the information out so we or someone can hear it and we can take it to the next level. You know, I'm not concerned with clout, even though my name is Knowledge Born 7. The people gave me that name. I don't have a YouTube degree. I don't watch a lot of videos. I don't have a Facebook certificate. I don't have an Instagram diploma. I actually do the work. I read books so I can serve my people because I know what's going on with my people. So I can mentor the youth because I see what's going on with the youth. The powers that be are going after the youth. They're going also after the people's mind, but they got to get the youth. That's the most effective way. That's the most effective way. So when I start reading, I start building, I start leading, and then you're going to ask a question who you are. And then that question lies the key to your real transformation. True scholarship is revolutionary. I'm going to say it again. True scholarship is revolutionary. True history is sacred. The black man who takes up the pen and the scroll, the microphone, and lectures and does what he has to do is the blueprint. He is going to revive the people. And we're supposed to revive the people because we need this. Now, to be a scholar and historian is to step into the most ancient tradition of truth telling. I mean, you got to take an unbiased opinion of all the different things that come at you and give a real good, solid foundation, a real good opinion. We have to restore the crown that was stolen from us. It is to take the wisdom of ancient pyramids of ancient Kemet and apply it to today. You're going to merge your intelligence with your intuition, your scholarship with your spirituality, the knowledge with your action so you can overstand. The world is going to resist this. The system, the powers that be is going to resist this and try to distract you, discredit you, derail you. But the original man is not easily defeated. It's cosmic. It's eternal. It's encoded resilience. It's encoded with us. So to every black man, I dare you, I challenge you to read, to research, to write, to teach, to build, to mentor. It may not be your calling. It might not be something that you want to do. But one of us can reach someone else that another one cannot reach. We are not just a student, we are light bearers moving in divinity. You're not just a historian, you are a liberator. And to know your power is to become power. This is key. This is very key. And this is a message. And I wanted to talk about this. What it means to be a scholar and historian. What it means to know the truth about the original man. What it means to dive into your cosmic divinity. What it means to know if you are standing on code or not on code. Why is it important for you to know yourself, do for self, and think for self? Why is it important to understand where you come from as a people? This is important. This is the task at hand. And we must stay on this path. This is an everyday mission. I heard a celebrity say, I'm not going to say his name. He says the black man owns less than 1% of the world's wealth. That's what he said. And when I did my research, seems to be true. But everything comes from us, the builders, the architects, practitioners, the scientists. We must get back to a divine pattern that's definitely going to align our minds. I have another video called Mastering the Mind. That's the problem. We have to master the mind. The mental takes a part of it, and then we find ourselves doing what our oppressor wants us to do. Mastering the mind is definitely key. But us as leaders, speaking to the men, because when you start this journey, even if you learn where your mother side people to come from, even if you learn where your father side of your people come from, wherever you're going to learn, understand, understand, whatever, you will be considered a black scholar and a black historian. My name is Knowledge Born 7. I am 360 degrees of the cipher, 120 degrees of wisdom, 120 degrees of knowledge, and 120 degrees of overstanding. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. I am a part of the original dark matter. This is Vocal Dialect Podcast. Peace.